It sends a very wrong and foul signal to the organized private sector.
Does it depend on what?
And that's the people.
Where you're looking at it from?
That's why. No. That's why the people are finding it difficult to engage your environment. You know, they come up and say, "Oh, we're getting interest. We're getting interest in the economy." Yet nothing still works. Listen, when the big boys get interested in your economy, you will feel it. When you want to do power, GE will come, Siemens will come. Not all these things that gang up overnight and form businesses and take up projects, take up portions of our economy, and the moment they take over, the economy begins to go back. You know, when you want to do transportation, Volvo will come into it. I mean, in their home countries will come in. Those guys weigh the political risk. You are too risky. Chimbali, you are too, and that's what government should be doing, de-risking the system, so that the private sector can come in.
Isn't that how business works? Because, I mean, investors, I mean, yes, we know capital is a coward, it flees when it's threatened, but the country's got the market. We've got the figures, we've got the population, we've got the numbers, and many people also see opportunities in here. So what if they look at it from the point of law, saying, no, we need to look beyond all of this hoopla and just ensure or see that, well, yes, they're making the laws, but ultimately, if they get the budgets implemented to say 60-70%, we will be at least have some infrastructural development to a certain level, wouldn't we?
Let me, and I'm not going away from your questions. I want to speak a little bit on public-private partnership, which is a vehicle to procure development and infrastructure. In fact, it's a principle where you procure, you can procure a service without owning the asset. That's a principle. You just ensure that the service is delivered without virtually owning the asset. If the legislature understands and are proud to be lawmakers, they will go the extent, develop the capacity and the content to be able to develop, be able to bring the law that will drive this nation. But I can see, just as you said, we don't have, and what we need here are missionary leaders, men and women that will lead us in such a way and in such a manner that is not what they get, but it's what the people get. Until you get that, you know, those missionaries that came, most of them were buried there, but it's less and all those things. It was not about them. It was about the people. Now, you need to have leaders here that are missionary in their thinking and in their thought process. In other words, they will gauge their success by the economic development of the people that have come to serve. Can you measure the people that are leading us by that parameter? If you measure the success of leadership, whether now or in the past, on the growth and development of Nigeria, most of them will get 0 with a dot in the middle.
So the problem is a problem of leadership.
Oh, that's it. The conveyor belt is faulty, very faulty. The people that jump onto the conveyor belt that serves as your leaders, you need to deal with it strategically. You know, and coming to talk about restructuring, you know, whenever you oppress over time, this is what I'm telling you now. It can be verified. Whenever you oppress for a long time, you become in danger.
Okay.
So it's enlightened self-interest for you to sit down and re-engage.
All right, we'll come back in a minute and get more thoughts from you in a moment. Don't go away. Welcome back. It's our concluding moments now, and speaking about the public, the private sector, and then this budget, because I mean, the whole country was waiting. They had told us we needed this budget to get us out of recession, but we've also looked through the system that we operate here. If the budget was signed midway into the year, and it takes about 3 to 5 months to advertise before a contractor gets to the field, what can they possibly do this year for infrastructure? So how is the public or private sector going to do anything with this budget this year? Because they say next year they want to see how they could harmonize and start from January and regularize maybe a year budgeting system.
One of the advantages of public-private partnership is that it's a multi-year projects. They're not just things you do in a year.
Our budgeting system doesn't affect it?
Budgeting system can incorporate it. That's why there is a lot of new thinking in it. These are processes and vehicles by which developed nations around the world have developed. Water does not run uphill in Nigeria. It will have to use, we will need to use it to develop our country.
How does it work if they're moving projects here and there?
Now that's the point. That's the point I was trying to raise. That if there is an overarching body that superintends, as it were, national development, let us use infrastructural development, for instance. There is a body called the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, ICRC, that has, I don't think it has a thorough grasp of the architecture of PPP in Nigeria. It should, but I think legally that is, because it doesn't own the assets, as it were. So each time the DGs come on, and I hear the DG is about to leave, there should be a new DG shortly. And I hope they will find somebody that has the passion and the sagacity and competence to be able to lead such a body, so that these things can be developed into what I would call PPP pipelines, investable, bankable PPP projects, that they will now, what government will be doing will be more like accommodating them across a multi-year budget that accommodates this infrastructure. Now, accommodate this PPP programs. My take here is that somebody must be held accountable. It is because these things are not measured. Because people are not held accountable. I keep saying it here. The Lagos State people should know when the 5th mainland bridge should be built. The 3rd Niger bridge should be in the project. The international airports, the highways, the new railways should be captured over the years.
You think that we have the capacity to embark on this kind of capital project?
Listen, that's the point. You don't have visionary leadership.
What do you make of China playing a major role?
If you don't look at things that are beyond now, strategy is not what you do in the money.
What do you think of China playing a major role in infrastructure development?
They have done it in a lot of countries. They have come to learn our ways here. Chinese are slowing down according to your mannerism. Normally, when they take a project, in 2 years they are done, they back off. But because of coming, and they don't seem to see that coordination. So they just coast along. These are people you can use. Ask them to do between Lagos and Kano new rail lines. They will do it. They have the resources to do so.
All right,
so all I'm saying, there'll be a harmony between what government is budgeting and PPP over years.
We need to anchor at that point. Pascal Odibo is a business and financial consultant. And don't forget, today we had the APC give us their perspective on the side of things, or what's going on. But tomorrow, we will have the other side join us on the program. Well, thank you for watching today. I'm Chamberlain Uso.
Thanks for watching. I'm Gimba Umar.
Thank you. I'm Maokbe Ogun. See you tomorrow.